Duane, my next question has to do with the no sound. Well, it is said if something is done too late or too early, it becomes a liability to the doer. Okay, you were shown the no sound by the real guides as that which can connect what I call the lost in creation U-turns with the real universes. And this new song has been shared liberally. But do you think that everyone has reached the point of accepting the truth for what it is? There are people who think that a new song has not done anything different in their lives. Maybe some new friends think that the experiences they are having are not different from what they used to have in the corporation. If these people have come from the corporation. And others think that the sound has maybe taken from them some way, literally bruised them. And it may be because people have not been sufficiently prepared by life to take the next step. And it's just given the new song and they start doing it, and so things kind of go down south for them. So what do you say about this, Duane?
Well, I can't resolve the experiences that people go through because we all go through it. Again, it's a boot camp here, and it's not La La Land. And again, people are expecting that, oh, it's just going to resolve everything, and I'm going to make more money and get a better job, right? And I'm going to find the love of my life, whatever. So everybody's got their expectations, don't they? Assumptions and expectations. The reality of the new you, the new sound, is in relationship to the true reality life is. And it, again, it's about recognition. It's not about what you can get, all right? And those things can come. See, again, it's about becoming more aware. I've defined it. In other words, what's the old idea? Oh, you're becoming more enlightened and spiritual. But really, it's about awareness, isn't it? You become more aware. I've better defined it. And so that when it comes to your personal life and the 5 bodies that you have to deal with, you can creatively see better what to do. That's the whole idea. Not that just because you sing the new you, there's going to be some magical thing that's going to happen. No, it's just that you become more aware, so you know what to do now with your life, with your whole life, with your personal life and everything like that. So again, see, this has been kind of twisted around from the old ways. And as we go back to the old ways, the idea is pray to God and God will give you everything. Okay, but you're going to have to wait sometimes, but sometimes it'll happen right away. So, and anything that happens for most people that are religious, they just say, oh, well, God did this to me. All of a sudden, oh, I got this job, and oh, we made more money, and I won the lotto. Oh, God did that. So you put the God thing on it. So it's like somebody else is magically doing it for you. And so this is, as they come into the new presentation, I get it, but now it's really about your real awareness, because that's where the real freedom is. It's not in the things of these worlds. These things come and go, etc. But, each individual is going to relate, their life accordingly. So they make up these ideas, which is easy to do. And so person may be doing the new you or whatever. Well, all of a sudden, now their personal karma starts to unravel, just like the old days when Paul presented the hue and whatever. And situations become this or that. I would say that in ways it's become better for me. In a lot of ways it's become a lot worse because I have to deal with more. So, but I don't relate to these things. I see what's going on. Really, you have to deal with it in creation. But again, the new you is in reference to becoming more aware and then recognizing, especially in creation, what to creatively do with your life or not, but not just sit there with your hands open like the old style where you sit in a lotus position and you have your hands up waiting to be given something. It's not about that anymore. That's the old idea. The reality of life, we've come to the point to where now we face life head on, and that is its recognition. And through that recognition becomes your real freedom. It can't come any other way. Nobody's going to deliver real freedom to you. Nobody's going to deliver truth or real truth to you. Everybody has their own truth, and real truth is the isness. Life is. We'll just use that as an idea, but real freedom is recognized. It's not that it's granted, it's recognized. We are already free beings of real life. That's my term, okay? As an idea, we're all already like the sun shining. It's just a matter of recognizing that and deciding to how far you will go with that recognition. And that's a personal thing. So some people just, they like the references, they like the pretty words or whatever, or things that have been created here. Fine, that's as far as they go. But then again, like the true silent ones, so these individuals went all the way to where they're just shafts of light. They're just invisible. They decided individually to do that. So each person decides that. But that's the reality of the new you. It's not about what I can get, okay? Because again, that's up to you what you want in your life. The opportunity is that you now become more aware. So it would make sense that you make better choices. And if you want something, go get it. You can creatively figure that out. So if you got to make more money to buy a car and you want that car, well, now you're more aware, figure out how to make more money and go buy that car. You see? That's how it works. But the old hocus pocus stuff of the religions, they've all straightforward, they've brainwashed people into thinking that no, you are to beg for what you want. You beg the guides, you beg the masters, whatever, you beg the gods, and they will shine upon you if you're obedient to their will. Okay, if you like that idea, go for it. But recognition is totally clean because life is already complete. It's an isness, and all you have to do is recognize it, and it's like you've stepped into it, and all of a sudden, it's not going to be instant, but all of a sudden, at some point, all the restrictions are gone because you recognize that you don't need the restrictions. So, yeah, again, you got to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, my next question is about the environment. There's this company, theoceancleanup.com, that has developed advanced technologies to get rid of plastic pollutants and other debris from the ocean. And this reminds me of what the All Solar Research Project could have done for the oceans if it became operational. Now, the pushers of the ocean cleanup may not know anything about the real guides, the Numan and his mission, and the new presentation. Yet they care so much about about the all natural environment to the extent of taking care of it. So what I want to ask is, are their endeavors an exercise in futility, since they know nothing about what the Numan is presenting? Uh, the always in the real universes. So where does life place such people who are very concerned, and have stepped out to do something for life without knowing what we are doing? Mm, would they just be cast aside as having done nothing because They did not get to know the Numan, the new song, the real guides, and to even partially recognize what the true reality of life is. So where do we place such what I call in quotes good-hearted people, Dwayne?
Well, it's a funny world, isn't it, Charles? And again, it's these people have made a choice, and your reference to life, or where does life place them, or where does life decide? Again, uh, life isn't the true reality. Life is an isness, and really, what you're referring to is creation. There's a difference. This is not life here. This is creation. It's a simulator. And so they have made choices in creation, and nobody is cast aside, so to speak. It's just simply cause and effect. They've made choices, and they've chosen to go and clean up the ocean, etc., which is fine. It's I really see it as something to do while you're here, because the petroleum companies and the so-called powers that be that control the planet, they're producing more stuff than you can ever clean up. And again, is it so, maybe like Greenpeace or these others, is it so these are fronts for the cabal also to make people think that there's something happening that looks good? As you investigate it a little further, things become very interesting, don't they? And so I'm not saying it's good or bad, but that's on a physical level. People have made choices to do something. That's as far as it goes. Recognizing the whole of life, well, that's a different story altogether. So, this process of this and that has gone on since creation began. This creation began, and the end result is, where are we? So really, it's all about awareness. So yes, they're doing something in creation, like everybody is. There's a lot of so-called good people, okay? And there's an old saying too, the good die young. So what does that mean? So is it about being good? Is it about being bad? Is it about being tricky? Is it about anything? Or is it about becoming more aware? Which makes sense. You want to be a good person? That equals what? You're still growing old and unaware. I'd rather be aware to see what's going on, and I don't see it's about being good or bad. I see being considerate makes sense to others and their choices. But I'm not here to police the situation, even with the people that have stepped up to support and share something that makes sense with this world. Each person makes their choice, but yeah, we can label things like that. Yes, they can be good people, but even if there is a good cause here or whatever, let's say, there's always infiltrators. And I give a lot of examples, but it's going to take too much time. But as you do your own research or whatever, you see that it's all infiltrated by the distortion that's purposely perpetuated, because this is a control factor. They want to make sure that everything is under control. That's why we have, every this Zoom and our Skype and our emails, and you got cameras everywhere, etc. Does this make sense? Did the Indians have this stuff? Did the indigenous people have to deal with this? Keep an eye on everybody? Again, this is human farming. So you have to take that factor into consideration too. You're on a human farming planet. And just like in the movie The Matrix, things look good, but are they really that? And is it about being good? So, that gets you a few little brownie points or whatever the idea is, but does that, get you on the way to completing recognizing yourself? Does it? So, again, we're presenting something. I've made this very simple and clear, and that is that what I've created is a presentation. It is a new presentation, and that makes sense. It's not a category. And for those people that want to wake up and become more aware, well, this is what we're sharing. We're sharing our experiences. That's how I started off. I'm sharing my real experiences with Rebusar and the guide, etc. And this is how it started off. I didn't start something, I didn't create something. Paul created his position because he knew that he had to create the babysitting position. So he created the Eckankar idea and the membership thing, and which had been created before because this is what people came from. And so now the focus is on the environment. And so I've labeled it the all natural environment, because not only with the personal self and the five bodies in creation, it really applies to your real awareness, but you've got to go through, you might say, the steps to recognize that. So yes, what people are doing on the earth, Charles, they're just keeping busy with something to do. All right. And really, what is it equal? Because the bad boys are creating a whole lot more stuff. Hey, Fukushima is on for 8 years. The entire ocean is radiated. Let's see them clean that up. And the chemtrails and the GMO food and just, and you know, we're being netted in 5G here. So them cleaning up the bottles, yeah, I just see it as something to do. That's nice. They're good people. They will be cheered on by their community. The end result is, will they recognize more than creation? Because this is not life, Charles. So again, when you use these references, you actually start to add to the distortion of things. When people say, well, this is life, well, then what they've agreed to is that, gee, this is all there is. And that's, I see that as kind of sad. So I refer to it as creation or the simulator, because it's not all there is at all, not even close. So again, it's according to the references you use also here, and like the word mission. I'm not on a mission. Okay, there's no such thing, and this is not a teaching. I'm not teaching anything. We're sharing and showing people how to stand real with something that makes sense. So I see the words do have a meaning according to the reference. So if we use the same old words and ideas that reference the agreed upon distortion, I don't see how that's going to get any further. See, so picking our words and our ideas, and especially stepping up with something real, presenting something that makes sense, yes, with the environment we're living in, and also bringing in how to become more aware to better understand the environment you're in and all the environment of life itself. Yeah. That's a big challenge, isn't it, Charles? It was easy to just, go out there and talk about what Paul wrote, etc. That was easy. Now you got to figure it out according to how the world really is and seeing the world as it really is, not what it's presenting to you as what you may think it is. There is a difference.